Hey there, it's Rachel Mullins, the host of Hashtag No Filter Fridays on Public House Media.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Pageant pals.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome back to Crown and Dangerous.
Woohoo!
We're back for episode 27.
27.
And this one's going to heavily focus on Jessica's experience. I feel like I'm always pretty outspoken about random things that happen to me, but the turns are tabling. And Jessica is going to share her thoughts on what she did, a week ago or 2 weeks ago now?
2 weeks ago?
Oh,
2 weeks ago now.
I got texts about this experience.
Yeah,
I'm excited to dish it.
It was unlike any other experience that I've had before in the pageant world because we're only used to Miss America stuff. That's all we've ever participated in, so that's where our experience comes from. But, of course, we have friends in other programs like USA and whatnot. But a couple weeks ago, I went to the National American Miss pageant for the states of Wisconsin and Minnesota, because I was mentoring a little girl from my hometown, and she competed for the first time. So it was interesting. I was texting Maddie the whole weekend.
So break it down. Tell me what NAM is all about, because I never did it.
Yeah.
My friend April used to do it, and I used to make fun of her for it. Because I view it more as like a learning, like kind of like a camp. Like, it's like a summer camp almost. Because it's like, you take your kid there, like, they do something cute and fun. But, like, and you probably make friends, but I don't know if you benefit much from it. Sure. But that's just I really don't know. So break it down for me and tell me if I'm right or wrong.
That's what it kind of felt like when I was there. I mean, of course, I wasn't competing, but it kind of felt like this, like, program for girls and empowerment and stuff like that. And I loved that message because when the girls first checked in, there was, like, a morning, like, breakout session sort of thing where all the girls, like, went in, and then they had, like, a big introduction. There was, like, music and all this stuff. And then there was, like, a workshop in the middle of the weekend where the girls went and they did, like, all this cute little, like, girls empowerment stuff and, like, believe in yourself and all this stuff. So I kind of felt like that sort of thing. It was like a little summer camp almost.
Right.
Rather than more competitive, which I feel like it should be more like that.
Right,
since there's a lot of younger girls. Like, there were so many divisions, though. It was crazy. Like, they had princess, which is, like, really, really little girls. Like, I think it's, like, 4 to 6 or something like that.
Right.
Which is really tiny. So, of course, it shouldn't be super competitive there. And then there's, like, junior preteen, junior teen, and then miss. Wow. So there was so many. And the weird thing was, though, that it was like, you know how in MAO it's like one day?
Yes.
Just you do all your competitions like at like 7 p.m. for the show.
Right.
That's pretty much it, aside from your interview. But this one, it was like all weekend. Yeah. So you had like your interview on this day, and then like some other girl from your same division could have her interview the next day. And then like you had your optional competitions. It was just like,
to me, it's
all
very
over the
toddlers
board.
and tiaras.
That's what it kind of felt like, minus the glitz.
Are the moms as crazy?
There were a couple crazy moms that I saw.
I mean, there always are some people that like to live through their kids.
Yes. Yeah. But it felt like that. Like, we were running around this hotel, like, going upstairs to change, going back down for the competition, going back up. Like, it was all over the board.
To me, I wonder, too, when people enter their kids in these things, if the kid really wants to do it. And it's like, when I was a kid, I still remember I got this piece of mail, and it was, like, for Barbizon modeling.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do this. And I was like, no, you're not.
My mom said the same thing.
Or if it's moms that are like, oh no, like I want to put my kid in this. It could either be for the reason, like I think this could be a really good way for her to grow or like meet kids. Maybe she's, quiet or shy or just, or it's like, I want to put my kid out there.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like it was a little bit of both.
I never did this as a kid.
It was definitely a little bit of both.
That's how I always feel about child pageants.
I saw both. And like, this was very interesting. So the open schedule like really threw me off, first of all, because like everybody was just running around like maniacs pretty much, like trying to get to their competitions. Like elevators were totally backed up. The hotel was under construction, first of all. So there was like one elevator for like all these little girls, like hundreds of people. But it was very weird because a lot of it was, so let me explain for example, I saw the casual wear competition because the girl that I was going to watch competed in that optional. Casual wear, you would assume would be like, I don't know, like a fun little back to school outfit, or I don't know, like something with cute accessories or something like that. No, like there were girls that had full on like ruffly little outfits and themed wear with like accessories and all this stuff. And they had this choreographed routine for the stage for it.
So hold on for a sec. Tell me how you got roped into this.
Okay. Yeah. I guess like let me back up because I've never been
here in like in a euphoric state.
Yes. So I met this little girl at like an appearance a while back, long time ago when I was still wearing a crown, and her mom came up to me and she was like, oh, hi. Like they introduced themselves and I chatted with them for a while. And then turns out we have like my mom knew their family or something like that. So they got this NAM stuff in the mail. And then she reached out to me and she was like, hey, like we met you previously and we know that you did this like pageant thing. Like we kind of want to see what this is like. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I've heard like good things about NAM. Like I know it's good for like little girls or whatever, if they want to do something fun like that. It's not like super glitzy or anything. Like a lot of the girls don't wear makeup, whatever. So she was like, would you be willing to help us out? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. So that's kind of how I got roped into it, is just like this little girl and her family from my hometown got this thing in the mail, and then like I had met them previously, so I'd like made all these documents and stuff for them, like took all these resources from people that I knew and from like online resources and stuff like that and just sent it over to them. And then I was like, all right, we can meet up here and there if you want to do interview prep and walking prep and all that. And yeah, it was an interesting first experience with NAM though, because I didn't really know what to expect either. So I felt bad because I couldn't be like, oh no, this is exactly what you need to do.
Did you have a judge's manual or?
Mm-mm. And a lot of that stuff like wasn't provided, which was very interesting.
They don't provide what they're judging kids on?
They have like basic criteria, like we're judging on like, for example, evening wear should be like an age appropriate dress in a color that complements your skin tone and all this stuff. But it's not like they didn't have like a judging criteria sheet or anything.
It just sounds like letting kids run loose, and it's like, how do you even judge?
I know. Well, that was hard because it was all over the board. Like in some age divisions, there's such a difference between the bottom of the age division and the top of the age division.
Imagine organizing this. Like this was like a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, I got there and I was like, there's no way that I could like direct this thing because there was just so many people.
I bet they drink a lot.
So and just like so much happening. But I thought like a lot of the competitions were a little bit like robotic, and it kind of weirded me out because there were so many little girls that were just reciting lines pretty much. It didn't feel authentic or anything.
Right.
There was an actress competition that I like got a little glimpse of and it was like you're up on stage or whatever, and then there's someone like with a camera and you speak into the microphone these like memorized lines that you had to choose from. And it was like very over the top.
This is interesting. It feels like charades.
Maddie, it was like, it was so weird. It was so, imagine that I am an actress for Starbucks, right? So they have lines about Starbucks. And so they have this little cup in their hands. I wish that this was on video. they're like, I love Starbucks. And the voice inflection, I could have like ripped my ears off. I love Starbucks. I wake up every single morning and go to Starbucks and get my mocha frappuccino.
Can you imagine the parents in the audience mouthing the lines to their kids, just holding up cue cards in the background?
I didn't see any of that, but I would imagine that, you know, one step further and it would have been happening. But it was just there were some that were just so a little bit over the top and not as authentic as I would have hoped, I guess. But again, like, how do you coach a 7-year-old
right?
to be authentic like that?
I always joke, it's funny at work. So I watched Toddlers and Tiaras a lot growing up. So I joke at work. We have pixie sticks in our office, so I call it pageant crack. And whenever somebody drinks soda, I call it go-go juice.
Seriously? That's so funny, though, because the girl that I was with, she was worn out because she had to be up at like 6:30 a.m. for one competition, and she was up until like 9:30 for a late competition, and she was crashing in the middle of the day, and her mom got her coffee and she was like good to go. And I was like, this is insane.
Wow.
You know, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I got asked to judge this. I said no because, okay, first and foremost, I had to work. So like there was no way I could have done it. Second of all, knowing me on the podcast, do you think I could have sat through this and like been like a really good, honest, you know, judge?
This was my first thought.
No.
This was my first thought when I was like going to go and watch the show, is that Maddie would have absolutely hated it. And I'm pretty sure I texted you that that weekend. I was like, you would absolutely hate this.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's children. I don't know if it's parading them around.
But let me tell you, there was
chaos.
There was so much screaming.
I've done dance camps with kids. I've taught 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a lot of that.
I love well-behaved kids, but a lot of kids are not well-behaved.
No.
Whereas my parents put the fear of God in me.
Yep.
So I had to be well-behaved. Now I respect them for it.
You know what, though? Actually, the girls that were competing, even the small ones, were actually very well-behaved. It was the siblings that were running rampant. And I just wanted to rip my eyes out because I saw little children just running around like crazy. And
they
their families
probably
were like,
don't want to be there.
No. Oh, of course.
Or maybe try to get childcare for your kids or something.
I just don't know. It was a lot.
The parents didn't pick them to be in the pageant. So they're wreaking havoc on everything.
Retaliating.
Yes.
No, there was one of my favorite things about the weekend was the fun like parent t-shirts.
Oh no.
It was so funny because, you know, like MAL, you have like there's parents that wear the buttons
Pins.
and all that.
Buttons,
always got
signs.
those. Yep,
It's
signs and
very
stuff like
normal.
that. My family was all about the signs. Oh my god.
I think my sister made one sign and then she gave up.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Megan, for listening.
But
thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing. No, but yeah, there were t-shirts that like had like 2 thumbs on it. It was like, this guy loves his NAM girl. And like this dad loves. It was so funny.
I could see you being a little NAM kid though.
Oh yeah.
Like I could see you.
I would have eaten that
Jessica
up.
would be in an oversized t-shirt with like a hair tie, tying it at the bottom.
Yep.
Both hands on hips, foot popped. I'm a NAM girl.
Oh my god, that was part of the whole thing.
I could
like,
see
so
you, and then
screaming.
you would win like most creative or like.
Oh yeah, I would have gotten an award for that.
Yeah, or like
definitely not most photogenic though. Oh my god,
I could just see it.
Oh, but seriously, there were so many girls there that were so put together and so cute, and I was like, where was I at that age? With my overbright and my...
I respect kids for being ugly, though.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I don't mean like kids are ugly. I just mean like I was ugly, so
like
I'm
ugly
pretty
stages.
much referring to myself. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Me too.
Like my sister and I look back and we had some bad haircuts.
Oh. Did you ever have a bowl cut?
It was kind of a bowl cut, but it was actually not ugly.
Okay.
It was cute when I was a kid, and then I grew out my hair, thank goodness. But
yeah,
I had short hair for most of my life.
I always joke with
now
my
somebody's
sisters.
gonna comment on this and be like, Madeline's calling kids ugly. They're beautiful. Okay,
Well,
no, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying we all go through bad phases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gosh,
Some people are still in a bad phase.
I can't deal. I don't. It's been a long 2 weeks since our last episode. Okay.
It has been, seriously.
It's
been chaos. But yeah, saw some like really put together kids, like really cute wardrobes. Also saw some really terrible styling. You could tell like the parents had no idea how to do like hair, makeup, anything.
To me, though, then at that point, to me, it's a waste of money. Like, to me,
yeah.
I'm somebody, like, if you're going to do it, you're going to go all in.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought, too.
And that's the thing, too. Like, don't spend money on stupid, you know.
Mm-mm.
I just don't understand that.
No, and it's too expensive not to, like, actually try.
You know what? Send your kid to horse camp or something at that point. Or, like, what?
Join 4-H.
I went to Y camp. I was in 4-H growing up. I loved it.
Girl Scouts.
I didn't do Girl Scouts.
I love Girl Scouts.
My sister did, and then my mom kind of got in a fight with someone. I don't know.
Your mom did? Patty Cum got in a fight?
I don't know. Probably Meg's listening to this, and she's probably dying of
I
laughter.
could see Meg as, like, one of those Girl Scouts that, like, really carries it through, like, high school.
Oh, heck no. Meg did,
I don't know.
I think, for, like, 2 years. I never did it. But, no, I never did Girl Scouts or Brownies, but I did 4-H, and then... what else? I went to Y camp every summer, and that was super fun. Harry Potter week, that was my thing.
We didn't have, like, a Y in
near my hometown. It was so much fun.
At all. I wish I did.
It was really, really cool. But yeah, besides parents getting, you know, in fights with scout leaders, I did not participate in that, but I did other stuff, but...
That's so funny. But yeah, it was quite the experience. Actually, the part that, like, made me... gave me the most mixed feelings, though, was after the crowning, because so, like, each age division had a final show. So we so the little girl that I was watching was in junior preteen, so, like, all the junior preteens go up for this final show, and then, like, the teen shows later, whatever. So they're all, like, sitting down in the audience, and then they call them all up for, like, their little dance routine, and then they sit back down. And then they call, like, the semifinalists, and there was, like, 20 semifinalists or something like that. And once, like, all the semifinalists are called, the rest of the girls in their chairs are, like, losing their shit. And it made me really sad, but also, I don't know, that's, like, a part of it. You know, you're allowed to be sad, but
I go
it can be mixed feelings.
I go back and forth on this because I'm not somebody who believes really in participation trophies. I think when you're a kid, like, if everyone gets rewarded for participating, that's great. But I think as you get older, like, you shouldn't really be rewarded for just being there. Mm-hmm. I think when you're a kid, like, trying something new, be rewarded for it.
And they all got these, like, cute little medals and stuff like that for being, like, a state finalist or whatever.
And that's fine. So, like, participation trophies in that sense are fine. But I guess I mean it more in the sense where, like, I don't think when kids are that young, you really have to pit them against each other when NAM, again, I don't really know what it's about. Jessica just said that she didn't really have much criteria, but if it's really, like, a beauty pageant or personality pageant, whatever it is, do you really want to, you know, sell your kid out at that age to make them feel like they're not as good as another kid? Yeah. But then it's so hard because I look at it and it bothers me how we can't talk about Miss America the way people would talk about sports teams. Like, you know, in the sense where, like, you can't be critical of people in Miss America, but, like, people on the radio can be critical of sports.
Right.
So I'm like, is that the same way? I think it's just an age difference thing for me. Because in kids' sports, like, do you think kids know, you know, in sports, like, when they're, like, who are the good players, who are not? Or do you think kids are all just show up and they all drink juice boxes and go home afterwards?
That's what I loved about gymnastics.
Right. So you kind of have to decide what you're doing to your kid's psyche, if they can handle it, and it's good for them.
I did a report on this, actually.
Maybe if they shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. My freshman year of high school, I did a report on, like, whether or not pageants are a good thing for, like, little girls. And I wish I had it now because I think it'd be really fascinating.
Right.
Because it was, like, there were pros and cons, obviously, for both of them. But I just wonder, I don't know, you have to have a pretty strong kid to be able to, I don't know, handle that. I think that goes for a lot of things, though. Like, handling loss, though, I think is a good quality for everybody to be able to have.
And I think it's good to show kids, too. I think we live, like, in a world now where it's, again, participation trophy, where, like, everybody who just tries is just as good as everybody else.
Right.
But it doesn't work that way in real life.
Right.
Like, somebody's always going to be better than you. But then it's really to the parent how early you want to teach that lesson to your kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you want to teach that to them when they're 5? Do you want them to figure that out on their own as they go? I don't know. It was very interesting.
And I think it's different, too, I guess, with team sports because everybody's in the same boat, whereas this, like, you're competing against each other, whereas you're not on a team. So maybe that's different, too.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if a parent's listening to this, you pick.
You pick. But, yeah, overall, like, the girl that I was there watching, she had a good time. It was fun for her, like, very first-timer kind of experience, but she met so many little girls and they took pictures together and it was really, really cute at the end. Cute. But yeah, overall it was just like a very different experience from anything that I've ever personally experienced from like watching MAO Teen or MAO. Like it was just very, entertainment industry, I feel like is a good way to describe it.
I feel like it's kind of also a ploy to just get people to spend their money.
There was a lot of opportunities to spend money. Right. Even through like the registration line, they're like, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this?
Sure.
It's crazy.
Because it's one of those things like you win and then it's over, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah. So like the girls who won are going to NAMM Nationals in California. And then you have like your little year or whatever. And then you do your farewell the next year. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what it would be like though to be like a teen or a miss doing this though, compared to like organizations like USA or MAO. Mm-hmm. Just wonder. I don't know, but we will never know.
Bottom line, will you put your kid in NAMM?
Yes. Let us know.
No, I was asking you.
Oh, I thought you were asking everybody else.
When you just said yes, that's what I'm like, really?
Oh, no. No, I don't think that I would. No. I think I started out in T-ball. That's where my kid's going to start too.
You're going to ask me?
Well, yeah, I thought you would just give me your opinion.
No, I'm not doing it. My kid is going to be a dancer. They're going to be a ballerina. And if they don't like it, they will be forced to do it until they're 18.
And we will pit the other ballerinas against each other.
I will have one child that's a ballerina.
It will be like Black Swan sort of scenario.
Okay, there's a lot of things wrong with Black Swan. Like, there's a lot going on in the movie.
To be honest, I haven't even seen the whole movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I watched it with my mom once thinking it was a ballet movie.
Oh, God,
and it's not. It is, but it's
just
not.
Kind of like a nightmare?
Well, there's a lot of, like, sexual scenes in it.
Oof.
And then, yeah, I could go on about it, but I won't.
Okay.
We promised a 20-minute podcast, and this is what we're doing.
Look at us go. We've lied so many times about that, but look at us.
Now we're being honest. It's honesty hour here at the makeshift pageant pad.
Yes. But yeah, let's wrap up. That was a good little recap of my NAMM experience from the outside looking in.
But while we're at the pageant pad,
yes,
sometimes we play some music.
Oh no. What's going on?
What music do we listen to, Jessica?
What music do we listen to? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Jessica, I'm trying to get you to do a lead in.
You know what my first thought was though when you mentioned music? I was like, is it gonna be what am I thinking of? 6 Figures.
Okay, no. I'm going to retry this.
Anyway.
Jessica, when we're at the pageant pad, we listen
I'm ready.
to music. What do we listen to?
Yeah, we listen to a lot of music. Actually, Crown and Dangerous has a Spotify account.
Better, but so rough.
Thank you. Okay. Clearly I don't get hints when we don't talk about this beforehand. But yeah, Crown and Dangerous has some playlists for you to listen to, some good pump-up tunes, some good sad songs if you're recovering from any traumatic incident in your life.
Like now.
Like we are. Like now. So you can follow along and add your favorites. Just search us on Spotify. But yeah, let's roll on out. Be sure to follow Public House Media and Crown and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you're listening. You can comment on our posts, email us, slide into our DMs like you always do, and we absolutely love it.
We will be back in 2 weeks on September 12th for a brand new episode. This has, as always, been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown. Keep it real, and if you do not know what to say, world peace.
Bye!